Welcome to Double Exposure, where we talk about newly released films and TV shows. I am Riyad, and again we have a very special guest.
Hi everyone, it's me again, your friendly neighborhood Hawkeye expert.
So,
Fashion, woo!
before starting our discussion, before I forget, for those who are watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification bell. It really helps us out. And if you're interested in listening to it as a podcast, you can check it out on Buzzsprout and Spotify. So, Barfin, until this episode, we were introduced to Yelena, Natasha's sister. We were reintroduced to her as a character. And the previous episode ended on a cliffhanger where we were introduced to Kingpin, one of the most favorite characters out of all TV shows that Marvel has baked towards us. And this last episode of Hawkeye was kind of hyped with a lot of people that finally, we're going to see Kingpin. Personally, I will say that I'm kind of disappointed with the whole episode.
That sums up my entire feelings for the entire show.
We actually talked about a feeling that is like, we do not love this episode and we do not hate this episode. We're kind of sad about this episode.
I'm not mad, I'm disappointed, literally.
No, not mad. It's like sad. Like sad with small s, small a, small It's like that. So what do you think about, like, you as a big Hawkeye fan? What do you think how they handled this whole TV show? Like, not in general, specifically talking about the last episode.
The finale. Oh, I wish I lived in a universe where I didn't know about the comics before coming in, so I could have enjoyed the show. But because I do,
The variant, bad Finn variant who doesn't know Hawkeye.
But yeah, there must be a bad variant who doesn't know Hawkeye, and I hope she's feeling better about this show. That's what I'm saying.
So you're saying that the people who doesn't know a lot about Hawkeye would have liked the way that this TV show handled his character?
Maybe because, like, their only source of character for Clint and Kate or whatever will be
from MCU
what they saw in the MCU earlier. In that case, yeah, it's a satisfying show. It's a satisfying ending. But because I know the comics, I'm so mad.
And you're kind of pissed off because they used Matt Fraction's name as consultant throughout the whole TV show. And actually, from your saying that there's nothing like obviously this TV show has a resemblance to his comic run, but it's not what you expected.
Yeah, I mean, they had to, quote unquote, legally bring him as a consultant to the story, but I am like 100% sure that they didn't consult him at all. And like the same goes for David Aja's artwork as well. Like, they copied the logo, they copied the visual style for the ending credits,
but nothing else.
And did nothing else. And like, as far as I know, he didn't get any royalties from Disney Studios as well.
Really? I didn't know that.
So but that's like, an insider info on you.
One of my problems was specifically with this episode is how they handled the character of Kingpin, because like this Kingpin, as I mentioned, he's very popular. He's a very loved character, even though he's a villain. People really love him, and to hear
people
that,
love a good villain.
Like,
and Vincent D'Onofrio, the man, the myth, the legend, he's an amazing Kingpin.
Yeah.
Like, because of him, I've started rewatching Daredevil season 1.
Yeah.
All over again.
And that's the thing. You bring a fan favorite character who's played by the fan favorite actor, and you kind of do not respect the character that he was set in.
And you destroy his entire character.
Yeah, you kind of destroy his reputation. But that's the thing. In the opening, we were introduced to Kingpin, like he has his iconic cane from the comics. He's kind of disabled, cufflinks, yes, and white suit with black shirt. But that's the thing. That scene was okay. It kind of gave us the threatening figure that he is. Like, every stomp is felt with sound as if someone big is coming. But after couple of scenes, we see Kingpin, how to say it, in a red Hawaiian shirt with a white suit. It just goes downfall from there, personally for me. I don't know how a lot of people felt about that, but I think in general that will be the idea, that from that downfall of the Kingpin character comes, in a sense, of adaptation.
The Kingpin that we saw in Hawkeye was literally the retired old man version of Kingpin.
Yeah.
That that's not him. I would like, even if Kingpin is again quote unquote retired, he would never ever wear a Hawaiian shirt and like khaki jacket and stuff. Like that goes against his entire character, even the outfit, even the way he stands, even the way like he carries himself, you know. That's like, that's not Kingpin, that's just the PG-13 version of Kingpin.
Yes, it felt like a PG-13. And that's the thing, like when you mentioned something that Kingpin doesn't do. In one of the scenes in the last episode, like he breaks a car where Eleanor is sitting. He just enters into the car itself. That's not what Kingpin will do. It's like, I don't know. It felt like a cartoon Kingpin. Like, do you remember the 1984 Spider-Man, where Kingpin is like just a block of square, big guy, like a very old cartoon? It felt like a Kingpin out of that. He's just a dumb brute, nothing else. But we already know from Daredevil that he is a very calculative villain.
He's one of the best strategists in all of Marvel Universe, and like, where is the same strategy, man?
Nothing.
In Hawkeye, like, what? No. I'm so mad.
And that's the thing. We are, how to say it, before being introduced to him from live action like this, before episode 6, we are introduced to a person who is controlling from shadows, who is a looming threat to Hawkeye, to Kate Bishop, who someone Eleanor says that I have connections, this and that. And okay, this was good. You set it up as someone who's threatening person, similar to Daredevil. But when
and then you bring someone with Hawaii shirt. Come on.
Obviously, the problem is not Hawaii shirt. It's the problem is in common that the character. I think
it's symbolic of that.
Yes, obviously, it is symbolical. Yeah, symbolical that really a Hawaiian shirt and a big white hat. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not because of the appearance, obviously, not just the appearance. The whole characterization doesn't work in the sense of Kingpin because he loses his reputation as a character. And that's the thing. Like, this TV show called Hawkeye, but our discussion just went on about Kingpin. And that's one of the things this TV show, in my opinion, did very wrong.
If you listen to the previous Hawkeye episodes of Double Exposure, you'll see that time and time again, I warned the show about having
lots of villains.
Loki syndrome, where the show itself may be about a certain character, but they will get away from that character immediately. And like, that happened so quickly with Hawkeye. Like, I knew MCU people didn't care about Clint Barton. I knew that. Everybody knew that.
This is like a passing of torch, as you said. It's a passing of torch to Kate. It's like a passing of name of Hawkeye to Kate. But again, like we started.
In the perfect finale, we could have had just as quick slight nod to Kingpin's existence and then bring him full force in the Echo
100%,
TV series.
100%. It would have worked really well.
Missed opportunities, man.
Like talking about the Hawkeye as a character himself, he's just doing things in this episode. Specifically, obviously, he is a character, but he's not the one who is moving plot forward. Let's say, like he has a couple of protagonist problems in the sense that, as you said, this TV show called Hawkeye, but
isn't about Hawkeye.
And it isn't about Hawkeye. Like it has a couple of great ideas. Again, it has the Maya and Kingpin dynamic. We see.
Yeah, but again, that's not Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's not the Hawkeye.
That's not Hawkeye.
We see Yelena character again. We have to talk about her. Like she wants to have revenge on Hawkeye because of Hawkeye, Natasha died. But that's the thing. Again, Hawkeye is just an outlier in his own story.
Like, there are bigger plot points converging on Hawkeye, and that's where they show. That's where the show lies. And like, no, I'm so mad. I don't know. Like, I'm not mad that they brought in Yelena because, like, I said before, I don't think Jeremy Renner is a good actor, and like the way he plays Clint is bad, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And I'm so glad that they brought in Yelena because, like, Florence Pugh has this amazing charisma that's just filling the hole that Jeremy Renner creates, right? And in my humble opinion, I think Kate and Yelena had better chemistry than Kate and Clint. And that's saying something. That's
Okay.
saying something really bad about this series. And like,
I think
I
the
wanted more Yelena
uh,
in a series about Hawkeye.
again
That's sad.
that's the problem. Like when we're introduced to Yelena, one thing that people could think that we're not following her story,
Yeah.
why we're stuck in a Hawkeye TV show. And that's not a disrespect to, like, we don't want, I don't want to personally disrespect any Hawkeye fans, but that's the thing. Do we really needed this? The only thing, the only justifiable thing is that to introduce Kate Bishop, and probably
Yeah, they made the show to introduce Kate Bishop.
yeah, then
Uh,
they were good with that. They made a successful job because we're introduced to Kate Bishop. We know now who is she, and she could probably be in the Young Avengers. But that's the thing. We are introduced to Echo Maya Lopez. This
Maya
again
Lopez,
creates an interest to follow her story. Here, I think one of the good things that this episode and in general TV show did, it made us care for this character and make us be hyped towards her TV show. But that's the thing. The way that Kingpin was handled wasn't great. So some people could be turned off with Echo's TV show, because we are introduced to the plot point where Echo and Kingpin have a kind of a foster father, uncle, nephew, niece energy to it. Like she respects him for that. It's similar to what has been done in the comics. Like she has a very massive respect towards him. She's feared of him, but she's again respects him, and that energy, that idea just crumbles upon like at the end of the episode.
because
Yeah,
because we as an audience stopped respecting Kingpin.
yeah. Why? Let's go to that point.
Because of the outfit, because of the way they handle this character, and because of that god awful Kate versus Kingpin fight scene.
Let's talk about that fight scene. For like one of the things that bugs me is why did they think to have a fight scene where Kate fights Kingpin? Like what
and
was
wins? Like I love Kate Bishop to death, but no way in hell could she win against the Wilson Fisk. Like well, it's not even the possibility in the multiverse, and yet it exists.
That's the thing. It's not just about the matchup. It's not about the power surge. It's not the power levels. It's about just why Kate Bishop fights Kingpin. Obviously, yeah, it was an interesting point to have three parallel stories happening, like Kazi fighting Maya Lopez, Yelena fighting Hawkeye, and the Kate Bishop fighting Kingpin. But you don't introduce a very threatening figure. You do not introduce a very cool character and then get him beaten up by the main character.
Daredevil season 1 did a way better job of making the audience fear Kingpin. And
obviously, when he break goddamn head off of a person with the door of the car.
No. Even before we saw Kingpin as a person, like in the earlier episodes,
we heard
nobody was allowed to say his name. That's how you create fear in the audience. And like, where was that fear? I wanted to fear Kingpin again.
Like, why they specifically choose a toy shop? I don't know. Like maybe it just it killed the whole feeling, the whole vibe that was set on stone in the opening minutes of this episode, because it was okay. It was kind of okay. It wasn't the best portrayal that I wanted to see of Kingpin, who is already we've seen 3 seasons of. But I don't know, like him fighting her, him pushing her towards plushy toys, then again punching her towards that, grappling her and throwing again. Like we at least got like 4 times that Kate Bishop was punched by Kingpin and just flying off the room.
And survives? Like, I understand why Matt Murdock, the Daredevil, would have survived those throws, because like he has meditation powers and shit. But Kate,
yeah,
come on, those bones would have broken in the first throw. And like, I'm trying to look at this from Kingpin's perspective. Like, we know that he's one of the most strategic person in the entire MCU. Let's say.
He wouldn't pick out a fight with a little.
Like, where's the strategy? Where's the big brain thinking that made us love Kingpin? Like the original Kingpin, the Kingpin in our dreams would have just avoided that fight and get his
Obviously,
goons to kill Kate.
obviously he wouldn't pick a fight with a little girl, like a little girl in his eyes. Well, that was very jarring choice in my opinion.
Mhm.
Then obviously after Kingpin fight, we saw Kazi fight Maya because the
Oh
cat
my
is out of the
God.
bag. Yeah, the cat is
And
out
there
of the
goes
bag.
my season 2
Hopes,
ideas.
theories, yeah. So Kazi gets killed by Maya.
I do not believe that for 1 second. That's just me breathing copium. But also, I do not believe that for 1 second. I don't think Kazi's dead.
Okay, so you're
We
even
got
expecting him
Kazi.
to come back.
We got like bare simple clown Kazi crumbs in the final episode where like finally Kazi shows some character and like starts to hate Hawkeye for some reason and like decides to shoot on him, right?
Then he
Finally,
dies.
we see Kazi as someone other than Maya's translator or Maya's boyfriend. But
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
my
I got you. I got you.
my personal preference for season 2 dies with him. If he dies, I die.
Talking about dying, like we after this we see how Maya confronts Kingpin. Before that, Kingpin gets exploded by goddamn arrows in a toy shop again. Like this TV show kinda makes him a little, as I said, a little bit cartoonish because of how buff he is, like buffed in a sense of a video game. Like obviously he dodges the
brutish,
arrows. Yeah,
let's
brutish
say.
buff. Like he dodges the arrows that Kate shoots because we, as Daredevil fans of the TV show, know that he has a something like an armor in his jacket, an armor in his shirt. Okay, no problem with that. Then he survives a blast of a bomb in an arrow.
And
Okay.
he survives that.
Yeah, he survives that. Sure, okay, but
Sure, okay.
after that, we see the confrontation of Maya with Kingpin when she learns that actually, because of him, her father died, and there, I don't know, they use
Maya shoots Kingpin.
yeah, they go zoom out, and Maya shoots Kingpin. That's the thing. A lot of people could say that, actually, this is parallel to what happened to comics. I'm okay with that. This
But you
happened in
don't do
comics.
it in Hawkeye finale. You
don't
do
do
it
it-
in Echo finale.
Echo finale. You don't do it in Hawkeye finale. Besides that, you don't do it after you introduce Kingpin as a threatening figure. You don't do it after
I
his
mean, he was
7th or
introduced,
6th
but not
minute.
as a threatening figure.
Well, before
I
the
think.
sixth episode, we were introduced to him as someone who's a scary person. Where Clint Barton says that I was scared with this person. I didn't want
The head
him
honcho.
to come here. That's this and that. But obviously, he's not dead. We all know that, like from the comics, from what
I mean,
happened.
nobody, no evidence. That's what I say.
Yeah, there's no if that's the rule in TV shows and films and video games. You don't see the body, they're not dead.
They're not dead.
Yeah, and Kingpin, obviously, you don't kill Kingpin.
You don't
because
kill Kingpin.
You've
like
brought
that.
the Daredevil into MCU in No Way Home, like in Spider-Man. You brought him, so they have to have fights. And Echo TV show is coming. Without Kingpin, Echo won't work as a character.
Mhm.
You shouldn't have done
Because
it in
like
Hawkeye.
her entire conflict lies in the existence of Kingpin. And you're
Existence
planning
of-
planning on
Yeah.
a series without him? No.
Obviously, this
No.
is just a little bit dramatic cliffhanger for the audience to hold on towards. So, and personally for me, it doesn't work because even the people who never watched Daredevil seasons, never.
Please
read
go
comics.
watch Daredevil. That's not Kingpin.
Yes, this whole episode of the podcast is just a commercial for Daredevil, Netflix Daredevil. But just go watch
honestly,
it. Much
yeah, I
more better
mean,
TV show.
At this point, I'm not even promoting the Hawkeye comics. I'm promoting Daredevil, Marvel's Daredevil seasons 1 through 3.
Well,
because they did street level superheroism
yes, this is an
way back
interesting
in
point.
2015.
Yeah,
B, Kingpin is better. C, come on, man. Matt Murdock is an amazing character. You just gotta watch it first.
obviously, and talking about like street level, I don't know how they will go with the Echo. Like, I don't want this same team to work on Echo in a sense that because
Same.
I think they did not understood the street level better than Netflix team, because Netflix team literally understood the street level, the heroes, how do they work, how they are incorporated into the whole MCU canon, how they work besides the Avengers stuff, the old big heroes like the Earth mightiest heroes. These are the just people who are fighting criminals. They are fighting people and protecting people. Yeah, protecting people on streets. Here in Hawkeye, you had kind of small little tidbits of that, like how Hawkeye became friends with LARPers, how they were hanging out in streets and apartment complexes. But again, this TV show, this episode, it shows that they did not get invested in the idea of street heroes.
I mean, if they were invested in street level heroism, there wouldn't be a literal owl in the Christmas tree.
Yes.
What was that scene? Let's talk about that. What was that scene?
I don't know.
Clint sees an owl and he decides to vibe with the owl, and then for something happens. One of the trucks gets PIM particled and like gets small, and the owl just takes it away. Wait, why?
I don't
why
know.
would you include this particular mini plot line?
I think this
the Hawkeye finale.
This is just a Marvel in their prime, in the joke. That's the thing. Like, I'm not against the jokes that Marvel uses. Like, obviously, Age of Ultron, it went a little bit overboard with the jokes, but sometimes jokes doesn't work in a sense that.
I didn't think this was a joke at first.
Really? At first I thought similar something happened in comics, maybe, like, because I don't remember Matt Fraction's run that a lot, but apparently it did not happen. Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, I haven't seen any scene of Clint talking to a literal owl. There's like, Lucky exists for a reason, right?
That's the thing. Lucky, he's just a poster boy. Really, he didn't have any character.
Dog.
A poster dog, literally poster dog. He didn't have any character. That's the thing. You bring a lot of characters, as you mentioned, and they just they're just there. Like about Jack the Kesk, the swordsman from Duquesne. Like,
I will get his name right.
Jacques. Let's go with Jacques. Jack. He was brought here. He was red herring, as we all.
I can't believe I got red herring by Jack fucking.
Like, everyone knew that he was a red herring. Again, his character was just there because of being just a red herring. Like, a lot of characters here was just a plot points, just a plot devices. Let's say that. Like, LARPers, okay, that was good. Like, as I said,
LARPers weren't good.
No,
how
good.
Dare you?
Good in the sense
so
that
bad.
good in the sense that
they were funny.
As I mentioned, in a street level, like Hawkeye went, met with people, made friends. In that sense, they were good. They acted their plot function. They were just a plot device again. Yeah, that's it. And we obviously, as I mentioned, we saw Jack fighting with his sword. That's probably
that was cool.
Yeah, that was a reference to comics. Yeah, because as you mentioned in the previous episodes, he was a swordsman or something like that.
Yeah, he's the swordsman. Like, his original character was supposed to be Clint's mentor back in the olden days.
No, obviously,
they completely retconned his entire story, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. But we after everything happens, like with Kingpin, after Kazi is killed by Maya, we see Yelena fight Clint Barton. The
only good fight scene in the entire show.
I think the only way it works because of the emotional value that both characters have. Like, because both of them really cared about Natasha. And they both lost a very important person in their life. One lost a sister and the other lost a sister in arms. And this one was really great scene. And that's the thing. If we take out Kingpin from this whole thing, we only have Kazi and Maya's fight scene. This scene could have much more emotional value, in my opinion, because we now have a threat of Yelena, who has been introduced 2 episodes before. We see her relationship with Kate. We see her that, and that's the thing. It's a very important thing that this TV show did not capture, in my opinion. We know that Kate knows Yelena, and she knows that Yelena wants to kill Clint.
Mm-hmm.
and they use it as for jokes, like they're fighting in the elevator, they're running around the apartment. Like it could have a very strong emotional presence, but it didn't have any, in my opinion.
I'm you know what, I'm actually okay with the route they took with Kate and Yelena, because once again, I don't think Clint and Kate had a good chemistry. And Yelena brought that and like literally stepped into the shoes of Hawkeye, and like I'm okay with it. You know what, at least we got a good chemistry. That's besides Clint Barton.
But as I said, like their chemistry rose up in episode 3, I think, in the scene where
and went straight down again.
Not it in my opinion, it didn't went down. It just stayed there. It did not grow. It did not increase in any way possible, in any possible way. That's the thing. Like I'm really now interested where most of the characters will go, because from what I know, Yelena, she just kind of finished her plot points that were set up in her in the Black Widow film. She hunted Hawkeye, and she then let him live because
she got what he wanted to know.
Yeah, she let him live because of the talk that they had. It was good. Then Maya, we already know that her TV show is set up, but that's the thing. She killed Kazi, killed in brackets. She kind of shot Kingpin. So what else do we have with that character? That's the thing.
Bring in Matt Murdock and make them kiss.
Obviously. Bring our really good lawyer, who's a really good lawyer. Bring that guy. And besides the other characters that we mentioned, we have 2 characters, Kate Bishop and Clint Barton. Hawkeyes.
I don't care about Clint Barton.
Both Hawkeyes. Like obviously the idea here is, as we said numerous times, let's say, that this is a passing of torch, and this episode's last line of dialogue is, "What about my name? Like, what do you think? Long shot, long hawk shot. Let's take out the hawk." And Clint Barton said, "I have a great idea," and it cuts to opening title sequences that says Hawkeye. That's it. So from this where the characters will go, like the Hawkeye did his own long mission where he burned the Ronin costume, so the past is dead. So finally is not Hawkeye. So that's it. The Kate Bishop is the Hawkeye. So because of that, in my opinion, like I think that there won't be any season 2. Like you think that
they burned the Ronin costume.
But
so yeah, like obviously the possibility of season 2 is there. I'm breathing copium. I have made Stockholm syndrome with this entire show. And like I want a season 2 just because I want to see them fix their mistakes and maybe go back to the comic origins.
Yeah, this is a kind of wishful thinking. Yeah, there's wishful thinking, like in the sense that let's them make a season 2 so they could improve upon their mistakes. Hopefully, if there is one, obviously this is what will be the best thing to do. But from what we get, again, this acted as a 6-hour film where, in my opinion, you could trim the fats, very unnecessary things. You could have a very Marvelish film, Marvel studio film, in my opinion, because I could say the same thing about Winter Soldier and Falcon. Like again, it was 6 episodes, 5 episodes, something like that. Again,
5, I think.
I don't remember, something similar to Hawkeye. Like again, it could work as a film too. Like you don't lose anything with this TV show format. Loki, again, it worked kind of as a TV show, but it could have worked also as a film. The only out of all the Marvel Studio TV shows was WandaVision. It worked because the story that they wanted to tell worked as a TV show. Besides the last,
it was a love letter to
old TV show history of TV shows, and obviously the last 3 episodes were just Marvel films by themselves. But I think again, I was very hopeful when I watched WandaVision for the next Marvel TV shows, but now I'm just kind of how to say it, I'm conflicted, to say in this sense, because
I just want the team behind WandaVision to handle every Disney Plus TV show after this course.
but that's
Like they
the
knew
thing.
what they were doing. Give them more characters.
Probably, but that's the thing. Like for example, in Echo, I don't know who's working on that TV show. I don't know if it started shooting. If they've,
I don't think so.
yeah. So like here, somebody who is invested with the characters, who knows the street hero idea, how it works, could take inspirations from Netflix TV show, could work on that TV show. Like for example, for the next future, we have Moon Knight TV show, we have Miss Marvel, we have She-Hulk.
The Marvels. It's not Miss Marvel anymore.
No, what? The Marvels? I think that was a
It's
film.
called no, it's called The Marvels.
Really?
There isn't a Miss Marvel TV show anymore. There's just The Marvels
Really?
with more of Brie Larson. That's what I know, at least.
No, actually, like I think that there will be a Miss Marvel with Kamala Khan as a TV show. Then there will be The Marvels, as you said. That will be like a sequel to Captain Marvel with Brie Larson. That's what I know. And we have Moon Knight.
Oh yeah, I was wrong. Sorry.
Yeah. That's like I think I'm really conflicted to how the other TV shows will be, because Moon Knight seems good. It has the violent tone of the comics from the commercial that we've seen, from the small teaser that we saw. She-Hulk kind of has that energy that the whole comics had. Like hopefully she will break fourth wall, like not in a Deadpool style, but she has to break the fourth wall.
According to some people I know who work on She-Hulk, it's gonna be good, and like I believe their sense of judgment. I'm not gonna give names, so NDA stuff.
Yeah.
But I believe that She-Hulk will be good. I don't trust Miss Marvel. I don't trust Moon Knight. I'm very aware of how Marvel can ruin characters now. Thanks, Marvel, for making me distrust you.
We'll see. Like I'm again, as I said, I'm really conflicted about, but obviously I'm looking forward to, especially Moon Knight, because before Daredevil coming into MCU, thanks to Spider-Man, that was the next character that resembled Daredevil. Was it tone? Was it violent tone? That was the story, obviously, but with how the TV show could handle the mature tone that until now none of the Marvel properties did, like Marvel Studio properties did before Daredevil, obviously. So we'll see. And I think if they did do Hawkeye season 2, they need to learn a lot of from their mistakes that they did in Hawkeye season 1. Do you have anything else to say? Anything to add?
I mean, this show has taken the hope and dreams I had for future Marvel releases.
All of them, or just the TV shows?
TV shows, let's say. And because the film crews know what they're doing, and then I trust them. We saw in No Way Home, like No Way Home was good, and like they can do long format stuff. But we've also seen how they can ruin a character. I'm sad. I'm disappointed. I don't want anything to do with this again. I'm just gonna reread Fractions Run like my life depends on it, and just imagine that the show doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
that's my copium.
Like, thank you for this TV show making us.
But also why?
Yeah, go back, reread the comics, rewatch Daredevil. I'm probably gonna reread Echo, like the Daredevil.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, Daredevil's, I think volume 2, like the ones that were released in 2000s, the one that introduced Echo as a character. It made me to want to reread. Like, yeah, I think that one's, yeah. And again, like the next one that will be very interesting to see, the Echo TV show. Hopefully they learn from their mistakes here, and it works really well, because the casting for Echo was great. It is great.
Yeah.
It's not
Alakwa Cox, props to her. With no acting background, she pulled it off. Bruh.
Yeah, she made this character her own.
She's such an underdog, and in this entire TV series and in the industry as a whole. And like, I'm genuinely saying this. I can't wait to see what she does next, even outside of Marvel. Like, she's got the stuff, and she's gonna be amazing in the future.
She has the stuff, as you said. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the last thing that I want to talk about Hawkeye is that Hawkeye gave us a couple of different things besides the Hawkeye itself. As a character of Clint Barton.
They didn't give us anything about Hawkeye besides Family Man. And speaking of Family Man, congrats everyone, we got confirmation about Bobby Morse. Laura was Mockingbird the whole time.
Yes, Woo! Agent 19. But that's the thing, it does not change anything again. It does not add an interesting spin to the character of Hawkeye. It's just there. Cool.
It's just there.
So that's the thing, like thanks to Hawkeye, we are introduced to Kate Bishop, we are introduced to Maya Lopez, Echo as a character, we are reintroduced to Kingpin. Hopefully he is fixed and promptly fixed, and I personally look forward how will they handle all these characters that have been introduced here. And I'm really interested how the character of Hawkeye himself, not the Kate Bishop, Clint Barton, will go forward after this plot points. Will he stay retired with his family in his house, or will he go take an action? Because for now, it seems that Marvel just trying to introduce new characters or to make the one characters who are survived or who are not dead yet, make them work. Like we have Thor coming up, we have Guardians new, we were introduced to Shang-Chi, we were introduced to new characters, Eternals, we have, as I mentioned, Moon Knight, we have Miss Marvel, we have She-Hulk. So we'll see how this will work out, because for now it seems that Marvel just setting up players for the big crossover, hopefully that will happen in the similar vein to Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. It seems that for now it's just
Endgame 2, yeah.
I think it will be more of a Secret Wars. Like, I don't know what it.
Endgame 2, Electric Boogaloo, same thing.
they could get the Secret Wars, because we now have multiverse, we have variants. So I think now the biggest release for now is Doctor Strange, Madness in
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that is like the biggest release, because until this day, we don't have any confirmation for the release dates of other properties like the TV shows besides Doctor Strange. So we'll see how that turns out. But again, Marvel as a company, Marvel Studios, especially the one under Disney, it did a great job of creating this cinematic universe, and it continues on to entertain us as a big comic book fans, as fans of video games, fans of the original characters, the ones that we grew up with. Obviously, sometimes they could misstep, but that missteps are just the ones from which they could learn to fix them. Like one quote, not from a Marvel property, but DC property, Batman, it's that, why do we fall? So we could get back up. So hopefully this is not a falling scenario where there's no getting up. Hopefully Marvel gets up bigger and stronger than the way that they fell.
I mean, my disappointment is too much at this point. I don't want to do anything anymore.
So
that's me. That again, don't, maybe for the audience listening to this, maybe if you didn't know the comics backstory and enjoyed the show, that's great. If you
that's great for you, that's good for you. That's
good. And like, I'm glad you enjoyed the show, but like, I've been waiting for this TV series since the comics came out, since 2012. I've been actually begging for Marvel, Netflix Marvel, to take up Hawkeye, just like they did Daredevil and Jessica Jones and like Luke Cage and Iron Fist. We don't talk about Iron Fist. And like make Netflix have this adaptation in their roster the way they handled Daredevil. Like, that's what I wanted since 2012. And like, what I wanted versus what we got is very different. And maybe that's just me. Maybe people agree with me on this. Maybe I have no idea. But they made one fan sad, and if they don't care about that one fan, it's not. That's fine.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, maybe it introduced people to Hawkeye as a character. So
They didn't even introduce his character. He was just there.
yeah, like this is mostly for people who came to learn about Hawkeye from the MCU films, since like the first Avengers, like actually since the first Thor, he was introduced there. So this is an interesting spin to see this character, and as I mentioned before, like an interesting way to see how they will handle these characters. Like I think that's it. Like our discussion has ended about this TV show, the first season, and hopefully not the last season from your point of view. So thank you for listening to our discussion, and hopefully see you next time. Take a good care.
See you next time, everyone.
Bye bye.